Welcome to the OFX podcast. I'm Dave Claxton. Along with me, as always, is the fast and furious foodie, Bethany McChesney. Do you know
Foodie.
foodie? Yeah, yeah. Do you know how many? Because I was thinking of doing like a Hyrox one. How many Hyrox ones we've done for you, and to try to not to repeat one, and I was just like, oh, I gotta go right out because I couldn't remember all the ones that I've done. Somewhere along the way, we've probably repeated something.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's
I'm sure.
bound to have happened. But
Mm.
whatever. I assume new people listen. They didn't hear those ones.
It's true.
I still
They've
think I still think my favorite was the fleet-footed felon.
yeah. Yeah, that was a good one.
And that was like
Mhm.
one of the first ones.
That was early because that was during COVID.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was kind of still didn't do them at the beginning then. That was just kind of very organic
Yeah.
mid
Yeah.
talk or chat or whatever. Um, you want to not bury the lead, just get right into High Rocks?
Yeah, which High Rocks because we have Toronto and we have the major and we
Uh,
have our races and
I okay, I want to hear about you first because we haven't talked at all. We didn't get to see each other this weekend at all.
no,
So
I know.
that's I want to hear about your race.
Yeah, so we raced mixed doubles. I did not get a solo ticket. So we weren't like super focused on this one
Because
because
you
we
guys
have
are getting ready for ultra stuff.
yeah, we're getting ready for an ultra and I mean there's only so much time in our day, so kind of when we focus on something, some things get let go. And I don't think I've touched a sled since High Rocks Worlds. Um and very little wall balls, not a lot of, heavy fast lunges and stuff. So we were like, we're just gonna have fun, we'll run our race. Sometimes that mentality helps you anyways. So we're like, we're not gonna go out too hard. So in our heat though was Maria Fessick and Mike and Jesse Bruce and Quinlan. And so we're like, we're not getting wrapped up in that business. Yeah, so we let the and then people go with them. So everyone was like gone. Yeah, so like my legs felt really good. Same as Jeff. I think with all of the volume, what I noticed the most was that I would run out the heaviness from the stations like really fast and we got to our running speed really quickly. So my legs held up really, really well. But I did feel a little bit sucker punched by the sled push. The sleds felt a bit heavy. I don't know, but again, I haven't been working on them, so I can't really say. And
I'm gonna agree with you. I
yeah,
think that they were harder than last year.
yeah, the push especially, I was like, oh. And I mean, Jeff and I both being smaller athletes who are more runner based, we took a hit on the sled push for sure in the mixed doubles. People just fly
Mhm.
on the sleds. Most of the mixed doubles teams have a bigger, strong guy. And yeah, so we took a bit of a hit with the sleds, but we'd always run ourselves back. And we kind of had a bit of a cat and mouse with a couple teams, which is fun. Where they'd pass us on stations, we'd run them back in and yeah, in the end, we were just like we were pretty chill and just kind of did our thing and pushed where we could. And a lot of our stations were still like pretty decent. So we ended up with a 104. So the best we've done is a 101. The worst we've done is a 105. So we were still in there.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I because I hadn't been doing really a lot of high rocks specific stuff, I could not believe how sore I was the next day and today, 48 hours later. Like wildly sore. And even we've been running so much on soft surfaces to help build the mileage and we're training for trail ultra, so we've been doing a lot of trail stuff. I would say 60 to 70% of my running right now is on soft surfaces and trails. So even the polished concrete, I mean, it kills me anyways, but this time I'm like it hurts to walk. Like my body is really mad at me. It was a bit of a shock, and we haven't really done true speed work since before Worlds. So yeah, I'm a little bit of a hurting unit today.
Did you have FOMO about not getting the solo running?
Not terribly, because again, I think it would have really stressed me out trying to train for that. And because I really, when I'm training for the pro women's, I really have to focus on my weaknesses. Otherwise, I'm just useless, really. So, which does take away from the running. It's such a hard balance for me, not being a strong athlete. I have to take from the running in order to give to this. So it would stress me out ha having that and an ultra on my schedule at the same time. So there was a big part of me that was glad I didn't have it. But I mean, I'm still like, oh, I wonder how I would have done now. You always get a bit of FOMO. Like I do love the racing environment and I get hyped up really easily when I'm there. So there was a part of me. And I mean, we had such a strong showing from Canadian women too this weekend that it does get you a little bit, gets you going a little bit.
When you're talking about the training thing, and I know this will not hit home with you because it's not your realm, but I always think about like video games and a lot of these role-playing games, and you have a character and then you have a certain amount of points that you can allocate to skills and like strength and agility and
Mm.
speed, but you've only got like so many points and you have to allocate it in certain spots. So you
Hmm.
basically have to, like you say, take away from the one to get the other one jacked up and try to
Yeah.
find that balance for what you want to do.
Yeah.
And especially, I think as you get older, it's even harder to because you, it's like they've taken points away.
Well, yeah, exactly. And I feel like I lose things faster if I don't consistently do them. So that's what I notice with age. I don't just stay fast. I
But
lose
is
it.
it? Yeah, like and I looked at your guys' time. I'm like, wow, you guys, because I know you were not looking going in. It was like, we're going for a run. We're going
Well,
for,
and I wasn't even going there. There was a part of me that was like, get it in your head, you're doing a race today. Like we were just so chill about the whole thing. And I ran classes that morning at the gym. So there was such a big part of me that wasn't in the headspace at all that I was about to put myself through that. So yeah, we were pretty chill. Mm.
that's cool. It looked good. I was sad I didn't get to see you guys. And also like Carolyn and Lexi were there that day and I didn't get to see them and some
Yeah,
other,
we saw
but it was like, for me, it was like to go down there and get another ticket, like another, like get a spectator ticket and just so many people, so many people.
it was crowded. Did you like this setup or last year's better?
Course, you mean, or the venue?
Well, both.
Course, no. I liked last year's better because it was more logical,
Yeah.
right? But relay, I liked this course better for the relay. Just
Okay.
the transition zone itself was much better. Like night,
Yeah.
but for regular, I did prefer last year's. The venue again, I think those parts of it, I liked last year better.
I did too. This one I felt like it was too small of a venue for having 13,000 people
Yeah, but
there.
it looked smaller, didn't it?
I think it
It
was smaller.
was. It was because you had the wall balls outside of
Yeah.
the rock zone. And I
Yeah.
don't
And we did 3 laps this time. Last year it was two.
so like I wonder why they went to this like same venue but a smaller and actually the same area but they shrunk it down.
Yeah, I have no idea. Because there was twice as many people they put through it.
Yeah.
And it so the benefits of it were that the rock zone was smaller. Last year's rock zone was big.
Yeah.
And but I actually I felt like it was pretty good. The running, although it was crowded, I felt like people understood it better this year.
I was wondering how that went for you.
Yeah. Well, two reasons it went better. One, because I felt like people kind of stayed out of the fast lane or the passing lane. So that always kind of gave you an opening. But we also, again, because we weren't, trying to run a PB or anything, we ran along the outside a lot.
Yeah.
So even some of our on average, our run splits are slower, but we we were way to the outside. We just stayed out of it this time because we didn't really want to get messed up in it and,
Mhm.
yelling on your left 100 times. So we ran really wide and it made for a much less stressful situation. But I did find that the flow of all of that was better also because they are doing that island, the
Yeah,
people island,
yeah,
which did save people jumping in front of you.
yeah.
Um, that was a nightmare though when you had to cross because there was only one way across. So before the race, and it could take 7 or 8 minutes. So you kind of had to plan your last, and there was no bathrooms in the warm-up area, which I think it should be, and that's the part of the warm-up area was
It was
so big.
because part of that ended up being the transition area for the relay.
Okay. Yeah, but then there was no way to access a bathroom unless you went all the way back out. So
Which,
that stuff is kind of stressful too.
you know what could have been cool is because on that other side, out of this would have been the idea, and I just thought of it now. In the warm-up area, it went all the way down to the end of the track.
Mhm.
And then there's a bathroom right across the running
Yeah.
track. They could have set up another athlete-only transition there out of the warm-up area that was
Hmm.
monitored by a couple of security guards and,
Yeah.
and done that there. And that would have been very cool because, yeah, the warm-up areas need water and bathrooms
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
everybody's nervous peeing.
Yeah. So that was part of it too, where last year's was better, just there was more access to bathrooms, but I mean they needed the people mover island for
Yeah.
sure, but
There was
it
two
was
crossovers last year.
yeah, right. Yeah, it was very, very crowded inside of yeah, the spectator
No.
area.
You say people weren't in the fast lane, and to a certain extent, you're right. However, when the women's open doubles were out there on Sunday, no, man, it was end to end. It was like seeing a big city marathon
Oh,
right at the start, but it just mobbed the whole way around like that nonstop.
oh man.
It was huge. So the part about that was we did the relay, and that was what was out there before the relay started. So you had all the fastest relay teams about to bust out when the women's doubles, the slower women's doubles, were still out there.
Oh boy.
And so we were our relay team. We were in the last wave sent,
Hmm.
and even when I was the second runner because I did the push. Even when I went out there, I was ducking and dodging and diving all over the place, and it wasn't near as bad as like when the first wave went out because there had been 30 minutes for people to finish coming off the
Right.
course.
Yeah.
So it maybe could have used a little more time there.
Yeah.
By the time we did our last runs, it was like clear sailing. You were flying, right? But
Yeah.
well, if you had anything left, you were flying. But it was, yeah, that was a bit of a tough. But yeah, I did. I liked last year's venue or last year's setup, but logistically, they did a lot of stuff better this year.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. The other thing was last year there was places to just sit and hang out. This one, there was the one grandstand by the wall balls. Otherwise, like people were just hanging out outside and stuff. There wasn't really anywhere to just chill.
Yeah, they had that whole front hallway last year where you could find
Yeah.
sit and
Yeah.
lots, yeah, and again, lots of bathrooms out there. Yeah, I don't know. Aesthetically, I think and this is High Rock, so I'm guessing aesthetically they love those cool backgrounds and that old brick fascia when you're
Yeah.
looking at the wall balls. I think that might have won them over, and they decided, "Ooh, this will be a cool picture," and it was.
Yeah. It did look cool at the wall balls, yes.
It looked
But
cool, but you sacrifice a lot. I mean,
Mhm.
you and I are like the worst substance over, function over form, right?
Yeah. We also we're critical because we've been to so many, so
Mhm.
we sometimes we can nitpick.
I don't give a damn about pretty.
Yeah.
I want, I
Yeah.
want what works
I
best.
want bathrooms.
Yeah. Oh, so like men's bathroom, a
Hmm.
couple times, at least 10 women in there.
Really?
Oh, 100%. On Sunday, jam full of women to the point where um, if you were in the bathroom as a guy and you needed a stall, you had to wait in line because there was women in front of you in the line. And so I brought this forward on Matt's podcast, and I'll ask you because Cheryl thinks it's okay. One, I don't have a problem with women going to the guy's bathroom because their line is so huge. I totally understand. But I think if I need a stall and there's nothing but women in line, I get the next one.
No.
Yes, I do. This is my bathroom.
Oh,
100%. It's my bathroom. I get the
I'm
next.
assuming they were probably racing soon.
I
So
was
this would be the
racing.
only, I know, but still, they're racing too. This would be the only scenario where I'd be like, screw it, going it as if I was racing in 20 minutes or
Yeah,
something.
and again, like I said, I don't have any problem. But the my stall time, I get priority. My room. You're a
No.
guest. You're a guest in my room.
No, you get to see what it feels like to have to wait in line behind a
No, I
bunch of
don't. That's your guys' problem. You guys created that one. This is
well, we just made it the collective's problem.
yeah, I guess so. But it was funny. It was very funny to see. Like at
There's
first,
one bathroom though, so what are you gonna
yeah,
do?
yeah. Well, there was the golden ticket. People didn't see it, but if you went around to the back of the wall balls, there was like a single person
Oh, yes.
bathroom
Well,
there.
you could go out. You could go outside and go to the other side of the building, which I did do also.
A lot of people did that. If you weren't like you say you were quick, we could go through the parking lot underground and pop right
Yeah.
out there, and
Yeah.
it was quicker. But yeah, bathrooms are always an issue at these places.
Yeah.
Actually, I shouldn't say that because they weren't last year. We complimented with how good the bathrooms were last year, and then
Yes. Last year that was great.
um yeah, they got cocky. Um, it was so. What else? What else about it? For me again, parking, which is a touchy thing in Toronto, was still great there. That underground parking, $18. You can't beat that in Toronto.
We took the GO train.
Did you? From
Yeah.
where?
Aldershot, like Burlington.
So from where we are, there's a GO train about 5 minutes from us. I could not figure out the schedule how to hell get there from there. I'm like, this is just rocket science trying to figure out the schedule.
Oh, yeah, it's all online.
So
But
yeah,
it was $10 and we saved driving in Toronto at all.
yeah. So you drove to Burlington and then came from there. The drive wasn't really bad, to be honest. Getting out on Friday
Well,
night.
the reason we did it though was it was Saturday. There was a Blue Jays game, there was a Maple Leaf game, there was a soccer game right there across
Oh,
where right
okay.
where.
Yeah.
So there, and then one other thing. So there was four major sporting events and a High Rocks. So we were like, no,
It's a
not
lot
doing
of
it.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah. For us, Friday was, I mean, we went a little early, so we beat rush hour traffic, so that was okay. Coming out, there was a little bit getting out of the, venue and onto the Gartner, but once we got onto the Gartner, it was okay. Um, and then same thing on Sunday, getting out. Well, Sunday night, we didn't get out till 10, around then, around 10 o'clock, because we had to stay for podium because Rye's team won second in over 40 relay.
Nice.
Yeah, it was awesome. They were a little surprised, but they got it. We did not podium. We came ninth in age. Our
Okay.
time would have won by over a minute last year.
Oh yeah.
That's how much the competition has stepped up. Jesse Bruce had an over 40 team. What's up with that?
Hey, we had to race them in our mixed doubles
Him,
too.
Adam DeFluvio, like this is not a what? He knows
Mhm.
who he is.
Mhm.
It's just that they're banned. I think maybe it's time to get an over 50. Actually, I did think though, seriously, it might be time because the relays become so popular. It might be time to expand the age divisions a bit like they did with the doubles.
Yeah, I mean, I think they already do a lot of podiums, but there
Yeah.
isn't that many teams, really. Like there was only 42 mixed relays. Like it's not, there's not a whole lot.
Oh, yeah, it was 42 mixed relays. Yeah, yeah. But
Like
yeah,
we really tried and we couldn't get a team.
I know. I tried to search it for everyone that could. I tried to get you guys a spot too, and I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
We would have our time would have had us fourth and under 40, but we were ninth and over 40. It's just
Yeah.
it was just one of those years. It was just
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
So, and we can't see our running splits.
Yeah, I was looking at, and it didn't split your stuff up.
No, no, we got our zones, but not our runs, which is disappointing. I mean, I don't think they were anything outstanding, but it would be nice to know.
Interesting. Yeah.
We know how fast John did the first run. That's it.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
and he did good. But it was fun. I'll tell you straight, like after my solo, I was pretty much like, oh, this is horrible. And the relay was so much fun.
Yeah, we had a blast when we did that sim in winter.
It was,
It hurts so bad, though.
oh, we were all terrified going in, every one of us. And like, how many races has John Loney done? Like in his
Oh,
life?
in his lifetime?
Yeah,
Oh gosh. Hundreds,
thousands.
hundreds.
And
Yeah.
he's like, this is gonna hurt so bad. Like
So bad.
we were all just like I was like, I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna get through these lunges. I don't know what, I'm gonna die. John Cross was like, he's like, I'm not run enough. I'm not prepared for this. Chris just completely lost because he'd never had done any high rocks whatsoever other than a couple of half rocks at a gym, like stuff like that. So, but no relay at all. And but no, it came together and we just
Yeah.
had so much fun. It absolutely made the weekend for me.
Yeah.
I I will say this though, I've decided I think um as much as I like to go and see everybody and take part in a lot of the social stuff and everything. It was just so much and so many people. And not the people like the people I'm going to divide this up and this might get some people upset. In my mind there's High Rocks people who are there because they love the sport, they love the community. And it doesn't mean you have to have been there from day one. It's just you're there because you love the game and you love the people. And then there's the people that are there to be seen there and because it's trendy and to take pictures and stuff. In my mind, I don't need those. Those are the people I don't need. The people who want the sport and the community and all that, I love you. Those, they want more and more of those. And it makes it hard I don't know why, but it just makes it hard to be there so long. So I
Mhm.
probably just went too early and stayed too long. But,
Yeah. Yeah. I
but I
mean,
wanted
but
to,
I think those
oh,
people pay the bills, right? That's still the
yeah.
such a minority. But yeah, I was shocked how many people that were there that I never saw at all. Like people making posts about racing in Toronto. And I mean, I was only there one day of the three, but yeah, there was a lot of people that came. So it would have been yeah, it would have been nice if there was like a day where like all of the competitive heats went. Kind of like Spartan where you have like
Yeah.
the competitive heats and then the masses, like people that just kind of, they want to do it for the experience and, get the Instagram pictures and stuff. Call them the masses.
And they're not bad people.
Don't know. And
Uh,
the athletes have to start somewhere too, and they might get the bug, and that's kind of what you hope, right? But
But like we went and Rye ran her solo at like three something or four something. And then I ran at like 8:50, 8:50. I ran at like 8:50 or 8:40 or something like that. So I will never do another solo again. One, just because I only did it just to scratch it off the list.
mhm.
But I definitely will never do it again because they put it so bloody late.
Yeah, pro men are so late.
Like I'm like by that time I'm in bed at that time. And it's not a joke, it's not exaggerated. I literally by 8:40 at night I'm probably in bed most nights.
Yeah,
And I just like so little interest in racing by the time it came around.
yeah.
And so I don't see myself ever doing that again. Relay, I will absolutely do again. I loved
Mhm.
it.
What about open men? They always go early.
Yeah, yeah, but I just don't. I'd rather do doubles with Rye. I
Hmm.
just enjoy that so much more.
Hmm.
I don't like. I just get more out of it. I love it. We have a good time. I'd rather do that.
Hmm.
So um, yeah, the open men have a decent time, but the mixed relays usually like 11 o'clock or so.
Yeah, we were at three. So I mean,
Three's not
that's
great.
fine.
That's fine. Yeah. I could go, you
Yeah.
can go right after and have a good dinner and, yeah,
Yeah.
so that's fine. Some anywhere between like realistically like 8 a.m. and 4 p.m.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
fantastic. Even 5 p.m. I could live with, right? But oof, especially if you're around all day.
Yeah. No, for sure. It would be hard. Mhm.
Um, I didn't judge a single rep.
No, you didn't get pulled in?
I didn't do any judging whatsoever. I did in my head. Yes, yes, I did in my head. I let's reword that. I may have judged a lot of reps, but I did not count any.
Yeah. I thought the judging this weekend was great. Like they were on it and they were giving penalties.
You might have missed some of the open.
Yeah, I didn't see any of the I wasn't there in the morning at all. So, yeah, I didn't see any of it. But I mean, I saw and I like we had friends getting penalties for, like they were really strict about all of the rules when we were racing anyways, which I appreciate it. I think,
Yes.
that's what we want.
Mhm.
So warnings when you stepped on the line during the sled pull. Um, yeah, burpees, even like staggered steps, like they were watching hip extension and lunges, they were watching squat depth, like with the wall balls, like they were doing I thought, like a really thorough job. And we weren't necessarily in the lead, so we weren't, yeah, like sometimes they judge the winners a little bit harsher, and yeah. So I thought they did a really good job.
I I think again part of the problem is I saw a lot of open waves and it was very similar to normal. So I don't know if Hyrox has mandated the judge, hey, it's open, just let them do what they want or whatever, which if they are, I disagree with. Um,
Yeah.
but that might be what they're doing because it definitely seemed different. Um, I am glad that I mean I want them to call more and more. I'm glad you got some strict judging. Judging never really came into play in any of the runs that I did.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, so I didn't ha I had no particular judging. What I did notice that was great. The counters and
They
all the
worked.
stuff I
Yeah.
walked, they worked flawlessly
Mhm.
throughout
Yeah.
everyone I've seen. Every and I must have watched hundreds of people do wall balls, and I never saw one counter fuck up.
The only thing that messed up, and this was for clients of mine who were racing mixed doubles on the Friday, is
Mhm.
it was the same issue that they had with us where the females target wasn't counting.
Really?
Yeah. And
That's a judge error. They probably didn't switch the thing.
yeah. Yeah. And but with ours it worked. So Saturday they figured it out, but Friday it was with the mixed doubles. Their counter anyways was not counting the female target. So
Yeah, and the lap screen wasn't working for us. In both races I went, it didn't work for at all.
well, I found I couldn't even look at it because it was so crowded that it was just like a mess, and the
Did
mat that
it go
triggered
down
you
so fast?
was so close to the screen that
Mhm.
by the time your name was up, I was already turning the corner anyways.
It's not meant
So
for people to your speed, Beth.
it's just too fast for the screen.
Beth's out running photo radar.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but I mean, there was a couple of glitches like that technically, but I was just happy the counters worked because I mean that's been a bane before for us. That's been a thing that we've
Yeah.
complained about a lot. It is great to see they're working. It did allow, and this has happened a lot in the open wave. They had wall ball judges judging two people at once,
Yeah.
um, which again is hard, but I'm okay with um, because
I'm
re
okay with it if the counters are working.
yeah, because realistically, then all they got to do is click the no rep button on the tablet if they don't go to depth,
Yeah.
right? I did see a lot of boxes pulled out for people to use.
Mhm.
Not enough, but a
Mhm.
lot. I'm still on the train of everybody should have a box. I just don't think they're ever going to fix it enough that I will ever get off that. Um, something that's come up, and this happened to me, but other people are saying it's happened to them a lot with it becoming so popular and so big and so much. Wall balls are really, really wet and sweaty when you get there.
Oh yeah, mine was slimy.
Oh my
You
God.
know what else was really slimy? Was the burpee floor. I was slipping.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I had a couple when I landed where I was like, "Whoa, shit."
Oh yeah. Yeah. And actually our judge warned us. They were like, the floor is really slippery. It was.
The,
So, was it Hork?
the running, yeah, was it Hork?
No. I mean, we went after all the open men, so just think about
Oh,
that.
yeah. All the shirtless open dudes sweating all over the floor.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah. It was wet.
yeah. No, the only spot like I had a little slip and slide there, and then obviously when you ran by the water stations, there was often a little water. By the way, great they had a water and a Red Bull. I still don't know who the fuck drinks Red Bull in the middle of the race, but whatever. I would have liked to have seen a water station on the run course.
Yeah, I think it would just be too dangerous,
I guess.
too slippery.
Yeah, but um, yeah, I think there was a lot of good, and I had a lot of fun. I very
Hmm.
much liked the white pro patch that they had.
Hmm.
I thought it was nice.
Yeah.
You got the different one for the pro compared to the open weights.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
Going back to though, the sleds did feel harder than last year
Yeah,
because
they did.
I did the like obviously I did the pro weights and then I did the push in open. So I that was a direct comparison to last year was the open ones and it was definitely difficult. I'm okay with that though. I did hear some people complaining there was inconsistency from lane to lane. I don't know how to gauge that without having been there and like tested a bunch in a row.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so hard.
Yeah, I do know a guy beside me in the Pro Wave struggled really badly.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Well, we saw it in the men's, like the competitive men's pro heat, um, where Alex Ratkovich got a really brutal sled.
Mhm.
He's not a weak guy,
No,
and he did eventually end up dropping out.
a lot of dropouts.
Yeah, so and that's interesting too, and like we can move into the winners, but a bunch of people who raced Boston were sick, which is kind of what we realized.
Mhm.
So Cole, who smashed the race in Boston, he was sick. He dropped out. Isaac Sanderson, he came in sick. He dropped out. And then yeah, Alex Ratkovich dropped out. So I mean more on the men's side, which is a bit more of a trend anyways, that of people dropping out. But yeah, it did seem to happen a bit. But
A lot of bro hugs.
yeah.
You know, it's funny. Well, you're talking about dropping out and stuff. Just before we go a little too far into the competitive stuff. Um, that was the one thing that was a goal for me as to shit as my solo went and whatever was to actually finish, right?
Mhm.
Just to it doesn't matter how bad it is, just finish it. They and I this is something I believe in my head, so I just wanted to share it. You hear people say winning is a habit, right? I don't necessarily believe that because winning can so often be out of your control. You know, you don't know who's going to show up. Like I said with our relay, right? If we ran that time last year, we would have won. This year, we're ninth. Some things are out of your control.
Yeah.
So I don't really buy into winning as a habit, but quitting is.
Hmm.
And if you start to quit when it gets hard, it's very easy. It's way easier to quit that second and third time than it is that first time. So
Hmm.
don't quit the first time. And my run was embarrassingly bad. Not surprisingly, but embarrassingly.
Hmm.
And just don't quit. Just keep going. Just be humbled, take the shot to the ego, and finish.
Hmm.
Unless you're injured, of course.
Yeah, or like really sick and
Really
you
sick is
know
okay.
it's
Yeah,
bad.
I'm
It's a
just
bad
talking.
scenario for
I'm
you,
just
but in
talking.
general, yeah. So
Don't
what
quit because it gets bad.
yeah, it does actually create a neural pathway where it becomes an option for you.
Yeah.
If you've never dropped out of a race, it's not really, it doesn't really become a thought process when it starts to get really hard. But as soon as it does that first time, then it's now created a thought process. So then when your brain goes there when you're really in the pain cave because it's been there before.
Yeah.
So if you just never create that pathway in your brain, then and I mean, I know I can name two races in my life, and I've probably in the realm of thousands of races that I've done where I mean the one was Tahoe, and to say I dropped out is kind of,
Were
I
you
mean,
you were pulled out, weren't you?
like I don't even I willingly stepped off the course, but then I blacked out. So I I don't know. I was unconscious till I came back in medical. So there was like, I wouldn't really say that's dropping out, but yeah, but yeah, once you do it, it does become a thought. And if you just never do it, it's just never an option. So, but yeah, obviously there's times when it's necessary. So, and I'm not saying these guys didn't have
No,
good,
it's,
but
you're sick, you're sick. That's different. And if you're hurt, you're hurt. That's different. Like I had a DNF on a deck a mile at your place because I
hmm
back.
hmm
So I'm like, apparently they have 99.9% finish rate. Well, I've been part of the
Good point
zero
one.
point 0.1, right?
Yeah.
So it's not,
Mhm.
if you're hurt, it's not a shameful thing. It's not a shameful thing anyway, but I'm just like, the less, like you say, the less option you give yourself to do it, the better off you're going to be. And I'm happy, no matter how bad it went, that I did finish,
hmm
right? So, but that's good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so competitive Toronto.
hmm
All right, who won?
Yeah, so well, I'm looking at the men's results right now, so we'll talk about the men. So we kind of have a new hotshot, I think, on the scene on the men's side. But if you knew him, you probably are not that surprised. So Frederick Dubé, who does train in Quebec a little bit with Sam Hubert, dropped a 57:47. He's only done a couple that I could see, one or two, well, two now at least, but he took a massive chunk of time off of his last one. I think he went from like a 106 to a 57 high. But he is a CrossFit Games athlete. He went to CrossFit Games and teams. So he obviously has a background in functional fitness. He's a big guy. He can run.
Slightly.
Uh, yeah. Yeah. And yeah, he's smashed the stations. I would say the station work is more of his strength than the running. So I think when he gets his running up to par, this guy could be a weapon.
He's
Potential.
got more to build, like more room to grow.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's incredible for a Canadian. And then a minute behind him was Sam, one of his training partners, Sammy Bear, 58:41. So and he has gone sub 60 before, so he's still um yeah, he's still proving himself there. Jack Driscoll was the third guy with 59:33. Mark Wallace, 59:49.
Marcus,
Yes,
Marcus Wallace, yeah.
Marcus Wallace. So yeah, the top four guys were all sub 60.
And
So,
Marcus Wallace won last year in Toronto.
yes. Yeah, with a 59 something too. So,
Yeah. Yeah, no,
I think
I think he's done one, he's been in the Elite 15 doubles, and
yeah.
he's done one Elite 15 solo race.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, good guy. Marcus is a great guy.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Um,
we had the Walkingtons come up to Canada. Cole ran a 102 low, which is
Cole
fantastic.
was fighting in there. I watched him.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, he's a favorite. I like the Walkingtons. They're great.
Yeah, they cleaned up for sure.
What about the women?
On the women's side, so Belle McFarland, some of you remember this name. She made her return to Hyrox Racing. The last time she raced solo was Worlds 2023, where she was third, I believe.
Yeah,
She was on the
yeah,
podium.
got a third. Yeah.
And then she kind of stepped away from it a little bit and is at,
So she did not like, if I remember right, and I would actually, I'm not reached out to her, but I want to. Belle is a girl I'd like to talk to about this, but she stepped back, I think, for two reasons. One, she did not like the qualifying process, and that bothered her. And
yeah.
two, about at the time, Hyrox did no testing, and it wasn't even in the rule book about performance enhancing drugs. If I'm not mistaken, and I
And
don't
she's in med school.
possibly. So those were the main reasons that I had heard that she backed away.
Yeah.
So I would love to chat with her and see. But now she's back. I did hear someone just say this was a one-off. She's not back to try to get in the Elite 15. This was just a race to do.
Oh, well, I would be curious because I mean, for your first race in 2 years to run a 103 on, I would say Toronto was not a fast course.
No, no, I think marginally slow, marginally slow.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, and was, she beat Tara Jackson, who was second, with
Yeah.
a 104 high. And then Samantha Faddis, who
Big
had a
improvement.
huge beat
Yeah.
with a 106.27. Samantha has had a kid or two. I'm not sure, but she's coming back from some pregnancies. So she's obviously
Some
I
pregnancies.
can't remember if it's one or two.
Were they like just incidental pregnancies or
It sounds like we're talking about she's coming back from pregnancies, like it's an injury to get over. Well,
tore
it
a
is kind of.
pregnancy and it was just,
I don't remember everybody's life story. I think she had a baby or two. I don't remember.
I
I
think as long as she remembers, she's fine.
Yeah, yeah, and she has to remember how many kids she has. So then we had four Canadian women. This is so interesting to me. So we had four Canadian women finish all within 5 seconds of each other.
It's
Yeah. So they were not all in the same race, though,
not as nice.
um, which would have been even more interesting. But so the first night we had Maria Fessick and Quinlan
Mhm.
raced, and Quinlan was 1 second ahead of Maria Fessick in a 106.59. Maria was 107 flat. And then Quinlan later was given a 2-minute penalty because she did go out the inn after the skier. If you know the setup, that makes a lot of sense that that happened. And then the second day we had in a heat, there was Catherine Fassbender, Lindsay Bessagato, who ran a 105 last weekend, and then Katie Rosanova, um, who's also a youngin. She's new to Hyrox also. She was at Worlds last year. Took a huge PB also. So, and she had the fastest time of these four. Katie Rosanova, 106.55. Lindsay was 106.59. So all of those times there within 5 seconds of each other. Those are our top four Canadian women right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And Lindsay was a minute and a half behind going into lunges, and then she ate up the difference in the two women, Katie and Catherine, just on lunges and then wall balls. When the other girls were breaking, Lindsay just kept going. So pretty impressive
He's
run there. So
dangerous on that back half.
yeah, she is dangerous in that back half. So yeah, it's an exciting time for Canadian women. Like I know those times aren't close to knocking on the doors of Elite 15, but I mean to have four women that are all so close together, that's pretty exciting for us.
Isn't it
So
crazy that those times are not close to the door knocking on the Elite 15 compared to like
they would have been, yeah.
like 3 years ago? Those are world championship times, you know?
Yeah, we used to say women had to get under 107, 106, and then they'd be in the top.
Yeah, they'd be in the Elite 15.
Yeah.
Now, 102.
Would be the, yeah, 101, 102. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, Maria has a 102 personal best,
Yeah.
102.51 or something.
And she's not in the Elite 15.
No. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's great to see them all get there and get them out. And now this year, right, Vancouver, we're gonna have Vancouver in December, Ottawa in the spring, Toronto again in the fall. I mean, they haven't announced it, but we know what's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
So like at least three for the next 12-month span. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Even if no one's gonna be in Vancouver.
Yeah, I know.
Get your
Yeah.
tickets, they're still available.
Yeah, I'll wait for Ottawa to come for sale.
Ottawa, well, if we can get in, Ottawa's gonna be a tough ticket.
I know, yeah. Close to Quebec. So,
Yeah. So we good. Anything else for Toronto, or you want to talk about Hamburg? Hamburg? It's that.
uh, no, that's good for Toronto.
Okay. Hamburg, whatever.
Mhm.
Um, where do you want to start?
We could start on the women's side, I guess, with the solo race.
Yeah, let's just talk about the the just list the podium or whatever for a sec, or do you want to just talk?
Yeah, we'll talk about the podium first. Um, so Joanna
Yeah.
came out with the win. It was a close race,
Oh,
and
yeah.
she overtook
Great
it,
race.
yeah, around the rower. 58-22. Vivian Tefudo.
Not that
Yeah,
we don't love Joanna, but we really love Vivian
I know. We're showing our bias here.
all the
Um,
time.
Vivian 58-35, which I think is a personal best for her.
I think so.
Lauren Weeks rounding out the podium there with a 59-15. Um,
And more about the less more about sorry. I think more importantly or more impressively than Vivian's time was I think this is the first time she's ever beat Lauren.
yeah, that's probably true.
And if
Yeah,
you can say you've beat Lauren at a High Rocks, you are in very rare company.
that's true. Yeah. hmm Sika Arning was a bit of a surprise fourth place there in a 1 hour low.
You remember
130.
Sika in Vegas,
hmm
like all but passing out on the wall balls.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
was judging like right beside her. I was judging Jess Petro, and
Yeah.
Seka was right beside us, and she was like falling over, like completely out of it, almost looked drunk.
Yeah.
And now she's come to this point, or
hmm
she's
Yeah,
really improved a
she's
lot.
doing really good. So, mhm. And then I think the big drama in this race, I mean, there was a couple of things, but Lena Putters,
Hmm.
who was in the mix in those top three, four ladies, um, this would be her first time in the Elite 15, I think.
I believe
And
so.
yeah, so at one point she did miss a lap. So it was 4 laps, correct?
No,
It was
five
5 laps. Okay.
and
Yeah, and
six on the first one, I think, and the last one, and five in the ones in the middle.
yikes. So she missed the lap and she was assessed a 3-minute penalty. So what they're doing now is when they get a penalty, you have to wait. After you're done your wobbles, you stand there and wait, like being put in a penalty box. And then when your time's up, you can run across the finish line. Which it was so hard to watch. I felt
I want to break this part down into two things. First, just because there's two things going on here. One, 3-minute penalty for missing one of those laps. Is that a reasonable penalty?
well, I think for missing a 1 lap in a 5 lapper, no.
Yeah, I agree. That's the kind of penalty you have for like Toronto, or well, Toronto might be a bit big, but yeah, yeah, it would be like 3 to 5 minutes for missing one lap,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah, these laps were probably run in 40 seconds. So,
yeah, most I think were between 40 and 50 seconds.
yeah.
So a 3 minutes, you're talking
Well,
almost,
and 3 minutes in this type of race
yeah, you're
is
talking,
puts
yeah,
you totally out of it.
you're talking almost four times the amount of time it would have took you to run a lap. Riley suggested this, and I love this idea. Screw the time penalty for when you miss a lap. You go do your makeup lap and you run one more.
Oh, like a penalty lap.
Yeah. So you do your lap you missed,
Yeah.
and then you do a penalty lap.
When it's 5 laps
No, yeah,
or
when it's
days.
five laps. I'm talking in this one. This is for the Elite 15
The
setup.
grid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would like something like that better than I think it's so common to miss a lap when you're running 5 laps every time. But yeah, something a little bit more where the punishment fits the crime in this situation. But it's happened to everybody, I think. You know, it happened the first 2 races Meg ever ran, she messed things up. So
So that said, the lap time thing, not an acceptable penalty. Then the other part of it is the penalty box at the end. And I think you were about to say before I've split it into two things, painful.
yeah, it was sad to watch. They have to sit there and watch people running by them and celebrating. And I mean, she was crying, so I get upset because I'm watching someone, and then I feel so bad for her because it's something that everybody does at some point, they mess up. So, I don't know. It was kind of hard to watch.
What got me, and I mean, I thought it was unnecessary the way they kept focusing in on her crying, and I'm like, I don't.
Yeah.
This is not the drama in sports I want. This is reality television drama, and I'm
Hmm.
not interested in that. I'm interested in race drama. You know,
Hmm.
who's going fastest, that's what I want to see. So I was with you. I'm like, this is just painful. Get the camera off and cough off her and watch people who are racing. Um,
Yeah.
and then they doubled down by putting a post about her out there too, and I did not like that. Anyway, um, so I'll ask you first before I go. Is this the way to handle penalties? What would you do? And I'm like, whatever you got in mind, what would you do for these penalties to deal with penalties? Because I think they're way off right now.
Well, I think it's with the penalty for missed laps, it's like it has to be evaluated based on the course each time. So we had a five lapper, so you'd kind of take, and it has to be a little bit longer though than what it would just take to run another lap. Otherwise, people would just skip a lap, take the time, and save their legs. So there still has to be something that's worse. So whether you take the time of a lap and double it. So if every lap was taking on average 45 seconds, so they have a 90-second penalty.
Yeah, and that's why I say I really like Rye's idea for the that particular course. You know,
Mhm.
redo your lap you missed and a penalty lap
Mhm.
because yeah, I think that's
Well,
very
and then at the end of the day, they're getting to still race it out,
yeah.
instead of just taking an arbitrary amount of time in a penalty box.
Mhm.
Um,
All right, so that part said, let's say you are going with time penalties. What about the timing of having them sit there and do it at the end?
so I know why they're doing it, but
Yeah, yeah, but
okay, so the running lap one, they could run a lap.
yeah,
So this happened in the doubles also.
yeah.
Zara Piergiani and her partner had a 45-second penalty or something. It was much less, and they had to stand there as well. Um, I don't mind it because it's the better option than having them cross the finish line and then add the time on after, because now this way we still do race to the finish, so I understand why they're doing it.
So I understand why they're doing it. I'm going to present a couple other options if you maintain time-based penalties. Um, One, they do it on their way in, so before they do their wall balls.
So then they get a break before wobbles.
It's not an advantage. If it was an advantage, everybody'd be taking breaks.
So I think it's an advantage.
Okay, so let's say you run into your wall balls, right? And you think you just got a 15-second penalty from burpees. So you think the 15-second is a bit of an advantage for the break, right?
Mhm.
Cool. Adjust the penalty so it's 30 seconds, so then it's no longer an advantage,
Yeah.
right? Because I never see you run into wall balls and go, it would be to my advantage to rest.
It'd be to their advantage if with still having the penalty,
Yeah, yeah. But I'm just saying, so
not for an
make,
overall time.
make those penalties a little bit longer. Anyway, so that's
Mhm.
that's one option. The other is to have them do it right at the zone where they made the infraction,
Yeah.
right? And those would be
But you can't always have that scenario.
no, because
So
then
they're like, what if someone spits, or what if someone pulls
they're
a
out.
secret thing out of their
Yeah,
shorts?
the secret chalk things usually. So I would like personally to stay away from the time-based penalties as much as possible. I wasn't keen on them going to them. Most of these penalties, missing laps aside, were in the burpees, right? And
Mhm.
if they did the system we've been saying for years, where you just have a line every 30 centimeters, people land in the one box, put their hands in the next box. That makes the judging easier. If they screw that up too, okay, go back three boxes and do another and start from there.
Yeah,
It's
that
not,
makes more sense to me. burpees, lunges, farmers carry, sleds, where you're, yeah, it's in the station.
That's right. So all that, I think that would solve all that problems. And then, maybe you do get in stuff like, again, for Elite 15, just talking Elite 15, I like the penalty for the lap, the extra lap. And then the only possible time penalties you get into is, there's a little bit like touching the rower handle early or anything like that. And, for those, I
But
think,
you could row an extra 50 meters or something.
yeah, yeah, you could just, yes, exactly. Same, ski, or you could add it on somewhere else. But I would like to see that over. I did not like the penalty box thing at the end for many reasons, but one specifically, at the end of the race, I was not thinking about people racing. I was thinking about penalties clicking off on the time box.
Hmm.
And I did not, that's not the race I want to watch,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? I want to
Yeah.
watch, yeah, I want when people get there, I want to watch them racing. I want to watch them,
So
at
I
a,
think if at all to the best of their abilities, the penalty is served in the stations.
yeah, yeah. That's what I would like.
And most of them are able to do that. It's the random weird things that kind of get assessed later, or it happens on the run.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So something like that. I think that would just like we saw so many this weekend. That it was just like I don't want to see that. And that all could have been avoided by simple kind of the redo of reps. Most of them, like I said, were burpees or line violations in the sled.
Yeah.
Were probably 90% of the penalties we saw.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd like to see that instead. And we'll see. I don't know. They seem to like it though. Like the High Rocks seem to be all look. By the way, how many times can you say drama in a friggin' broadcast? Look
I
at the
did
drama,
listen.
so much drama. Oh, there's drama. I'm like, stop. You know what drama is? Stop saying drama.
Yeah. Bring out the thesaurus and pick a new word.
The broadcast was fantastic. Was absolutely amazing. I said this on Matt's podcast. I think they've surpassed CrossFit Games for quality of broadcast.
You like that slow motion shit?
Oh, okay, that pissed me off too. I didn't like that.
What's
Um,
that?
After every zone, they would go back and show slow motion of people doing random things in the zone instead of people racing on the course. And I'm like,
I hope I never see a slow-mo video of me doing anything.
well, one that got me, who wants to see a slow-mo of a farmer carry?
We were seeing
Yeah.
slow motion of
Like,
people's
yeah,
elbows.
slow motion of elbows, of ankle shots, but this is not the time. I don't
Uh,
need that,
yeah.
So just let me watch the race. So that, yeah, it was like, in every zone they did, I'm like, oh, just no.
It's like the replays.
Yeah,
They like the drama.
it was drama. You're creating
Mhm.
drama. Um, so yeah, yeah. All right. So we'll just stick with them. You want to go chalk gate? Always be
I wonder,
careful what you stick in your pants.
yes. Um, yeah, I thought the way this was handled was so interesting. So there was a rule this year now that you cannot bring your own chalk
Mhm.
onto the course. I understand why they did it. I never thought about it too much because I mean I did at Worlds last year, they were running out of chalk constantly. So I did put some chalk in my sports bra. A lot of people did. And I didn't think really anything of it. And so then they made a rule now that you can't carry your own chalk for reasons that are obviously for cleanliness of the course. So I can understand that. I also realized because people started commenting on different threads, people, and this is probably why the buckets would get empty. People were grabbing the chunks of chalk from the bucket and taking it with them.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know people would do that.
Well, you
So
remember Michaela when she took the whole bucket?
well, she took the bucket. She didn't like grab the thing and stick it in her sports bra for later.
Yeah.
I, um, but yeah, I didn't know that people did that. So no wonder we run out of chalk in the buckets. So they implemented a rule that you cannot have your own chalk on you. So Joanna definitely had chalk in her pants.
Allegedly.
Okay, I rewatched it where people said look at these timestamps. And I was like, I don't know. She's rubbing her hands together and some white stuff is flying out all over the place. So if that's not chalk, I don't think she's rubbing gummy bears between her hands.
Yeah, I would agree.
Mhm.
Um,
And she didn't make her own statement. Her people made a statement for her about it not being chalk.
what did they say about that? Because I haven't actually read that exact statement. Do you?
Oh man, I was down a rabbit hole today, so I don't remember where I saw it.
Okay,
Uh,
what was the gist?
that basically that it wasn't chalk. She knows the rules.
What was it?
It was nothing. They oh
It was
a small towel or something is what they
that
said.
crumbled into pieces?
Yes, yeah. Let me just see if I can find it. Oh, okay. Wait, no. Okay. There it is. I can't believe I found it so quickly. Okay. This was her response. We just spoke to Joanna and Matlock from Hyrox. Here's our oh wait, sorry, that's the statement from Hyrox. That's not what Joanna said.
Okay, so what did High Rock say? Oh no, I think I know what High Rock said. They looked at
Hyrox said there was basically there's not enough evidence.
yeah,
Not enough evidence to convict. Yeah.
yeah. I'm sorry, I'm a big fan of Joanna, but totally disagree.
Could have asked
I
her.
do too. Yeah.
Like if you did get down that rabbit hole and they did say it is a small towel, if there was only the one video,
Uh-huh.
they probably could have sold that one. Because the video going into the pull, there's not a lot of crumbles or dust created.
Uh-huh.
One going into the farmer carry, that
Yeah.
sucker breaks apart.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the one I watched. It's
Mhm.
like
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, because I said to Rye too when we were watching, and I said, like, we saw her pull the the first one and went on. You want me to read her that now?
Yeah, just tell her you're changing her
All
name.
right, yeah, your name now is the pocketer of personal chalk.
I only did it once before it was a rule.
Yeah, but yeah, the first one it's not as damning. The second one's really bad,
Mhm.
and it's like towels don't crumble like that.
I know.
So
Um, yeah, it's again, and that's one of those things where it sucks so bad to give her a penalty on something it's not harmful, it's not
no.
negligent, she didn't do it's like that's just a rule. But remember, this happened to Rylan.
Hmm.
Remember with
Yep,
the liquid talk before
yep.
OCR Worlds, and he lost his podium and he lost his prize money, and
And that was a shitty call, was a stupid rule, and it was the right thing to do.
yeah.
And it was. And now I said this on Matt's podcast, and I'll say it here. What if it was Sean Noble?
He'd be DQ'd.
He would.
He would, yeah.
100% would.
Yeah.
And the problem I have with this is it's right in their rule book.
Yeah.
And it's within their thing. So some people say, well, the awards have happened, everything's already, yeah, and it's in their rule book to review over 48 hours.
Yeah. So I think the other big thing that Hyrox said with why they didn't do anything was there was no formal complaints.
You don't need a formal complaint
Yeah.
to follow your rules.
Well, yeah.
Like,
They wrote it in the rule books. They just have to uphold it. It sucks, and people might think it's a stupid rule.
mhm.
Um,
I think it's a stupid rule,
hmm,
but it's there,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I
They,
mean, I could see if everyone on the Hyrox course was carrying their own chalk, it would be a mess
mhm.
for sure. Um, I didn't realize people were stealing chalk, so I can understand it becoming a rule because of that too. But I think it is a little bit nitpicky, but
Yeah, but my point is they've put it in their rule book
yeah.
and they've set precedents with their review going back. This, like for me, if this was a DECA event and I'm officiating, this was pretty cut and dry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Well, and I think it's a 45 second. She still would have been,
it's 2 minutes per event, 2 minutes per use.
oh,
Now, here's another thing that I don't get.
that's excessive. Sorry.
Well, here's something I don't understand. I mean, you're going to say it's excessive, but how do you put a time penalty on something that's supposed to be a banned item?
Yeah, that's a
Like
good.
when Rylan did it, banned item, DQ. It would be like in a marathon if you used illegal shoes. Well, we're going to give you a 5-minute penalty for using the illegal shoes. No, they're going to DQ you.
Well, but the shoes would help you for the entirety of the race.
I know. I'm just saying I've never
Yeah.
seen anywhere where a banned item is a time penalty.
Yeah. Well, because it would really only affect them stopping at the chalk bucket.
Yeah. I know. It's just different. But and I'm fine. Like I said, they wrote the rule the way they wrote it. That's their prerogative. But they need to follow it.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that was a mistake. And it's not no bashing on Joanna. I think honestly she just was unaware
Yeah.
mistake. And I think her handlers are misleading her here, and it would have been better just to own it.
Yeah.
Say, you know what, this is what I did. I'll get it on the next one. Because she would.
Yeah. Yeah, she
But
would.
by doing this, I think it's a bad look for everybody.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah, I
think
do too.
if I'm somebody like, again, if I'm Sean Noble, I'm like, okay, seriously, you don't believe me? They play favorites now?
Yeah.
Like, there's no way. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna throw my guilty verdict out.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else for the girls, or you want to talk to the guys?
Nope, that kind of covered it for the ladies.
All right,
But
let's hit the guys.
the men. So it's interesting, not a lot of people picked him to win, but Alex Ronkovich took
Remember, I
it.
said this is a big statement race for him,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
he apparently thought so too.
Yeah. So not only did he win, he also broke the world record,
Yeah.
which was at this point it was becoming a pretty long-standing record by Hunter, which was
Ah,
set a year, 2 years ago, year and a half ago.
I think so in like in Stockholm in Sweden, I think it
Yeah,
was.
2023.
Yeah.
53-15 for Alex. It was becoming quite a close battle. Alex and Dylan ran away with it. So we knew Dylan would be coming in fit. We didn't know how fit. He also was sub 54 in a 53-38. Really, it came down to wall balls. They came in basically the same time. Dylan does not have a fast cycle speed on wall balls, and neither one of them broke. So it was what it was. Alex just does faster wall balls. So that was really the difference maker in the end. Um, so Alex first, Dylan second, Alex with the world record. And then in third place, probably nobody saw this one coming. Um, Heidi Wiersma,
Yeah.
54-20.
Very impressive. And he's
Yes.
continually getting better. And he improved his wall balls a lot.
He improved his running. He had the fastest run split of the day.
Yeah. He's becoming the real deal.
Yeah. And then James Kelly was fourth. So,
Now you think about it, so a couple things there. Like Heidi now has, or Heidi now has all year to prep for Worlds.
yeah.
I think he's going to be really dangerous.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
the other thing, do you think one, way to go, Dylan. Um, do you think Alex sat on Dylan's shoulder all the way to the wall balls, knowing that this is where I should make my move?
Yeah, I think they really, really did work together. I think they knew they were putting in a good time. These are super analytical. Dylan always knows where he's at, and I think they both knew they were close to that world record, and I think they used each other. There was a time or two that I saw them talking.
Mhm.
Um, Dylan would be the stronger runner, so
Yeah.
I think Alex was really hanging on to him during the runs. I don't think he was necessarily like buying his time till wall balls, but I think he was using Dylan to help him run faster times.
Yeah.
Because we know it is easier to tuck in behind someone than to be running out on your own. Alex, obviously, he was faster on the stations than Dylan. Dylan would have had the second fastest run splits from the ones that I checked, anyways. So I think that that's kind of how they were making it work. And Dylan couldn't gap Alex, which he would have needed to do in order to beat him on the wall ball. So no, I think they really worked together on this one.
Oh, and I think you said it when we talked last week too, is like Dylan has managed to shed the can't race in Europe thing,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is great. But I mean, another really good race, like excellent to
Mhm.
watch, great coverage. I really enjoyed it. I obviously not as much craziness going on, but there's definitely changing of guards.
Hmm.
Like Dylan now being more consistently up on the podium, Heedy coming in, just other names that are rolling through, and I think it's the men's field is even less predictable than it was before.
Hmm.
Whereas
Yeah,
the women's you kind of have like your groupings of talent. I hate to say talent, but your groupings of levels, and the
yeah,
men's just seems to be who's got the day,
yeah.
So it's
Yeah, it is hard to predict on the men's side
yeah,
because
no one won the
Rich
bets.
Ryan could have popped a race and he could have won and no one would be like, "Oh my God." We'd be like, "Yeah, okay, he had a good day."
Yep.
Like there
Yep.
was many guys
Jake's
in that field
JK.
who could have won. Yeah.
If Jay Kelly had one, none of us would have been surprised.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
it's it's really good. I mean, we saw Thomas Verdict put in a good showing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It,
Yeah, all so the top 10 were all under 56 minutes.
do you think it was a fast course?
I mean, the grid is I mean, it could be fast for them. I don't know.
Should the grid courses time should the grid course times count towards your two qualifying times?
Well, that's all they really race.
Yeah, but I don't think it should.
So, but then basically when you're in it, you're in it.
Yeah, but the th thing is, if like with those ones counting towards them, it's so different than the guys and the girls that have to run regular races to qualify.
Yeah, from what I've obviously never raced on the grid, but from what people have said, though, there are things that are not faster about it.
Oh, and maybe it's even slower, but it's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same. I think it would actually be so not comparing a crowded course like Toronto, but I think it would be hard if you're racing the Elite 15 and you end up in no man's land. And you're running. Now, the nice thing about the looping though is you're always around people a lot more than if you're doing a big
Yeah,
um like a bigger loop like we saw in Vegas.
yeah.
Um but
I liked
hard.
the course. I liked and for entertainment value, I liked it.
Hmm.
I thought it was like you said. There's always always people around, always someone. But back to the point. But if I asked you, Beth, I'm like, you need to set your best time, your best time. You want to go and do Toronto in public, or you want to go to the Elite 15 course?
Oh, 100% the Elite 15 course.
And that's my point.
Yeah. Yeah, not having to worry about
Mhm.
seas of people. Yeah.
Nobody having horks in the burpee lane.
That's illegal now.
What do you think of the farmer carry bit?
It was interesting. I liked it.
I liked it, but it was too narrow. Like you couldn't pass.
Well, so we saw that again with Alex and Dylan. It looked hard for him to pass.
Yeah, like if they had just widened it out like another 3 feet,
Hmm.
not into the track but the other direction, would have been
Yeah.
awesome. I thought it was fine. I, you know, it was kind of
Hmm.
it worked, so I had no
Yeah.
problem with that, and it was easy to follow. One lap, I
Hmm.
did. I really liked the course. Yeah, I think that was all I took notes about what I from there. I mean,
Well, there was the doubles too,
oh
which
yeah, the doubles.
I mean, I'll go through it really quickly, but the
Yep.
women, so Lauren Weeks and Lauren Griffith won. And then Jess Petro and Joanna. So those teams, I mean, Lauren Griffin must have been maybe just had enough in her tank to do this one because again, we know she's coming back from injury, so this looks really good for
Hanging on
them.
to the end. She's hanging on the end.
Yeah, and then Zara Piergianni and her friend Gabriella Moriarty, who
That one surprised me.
yeah, same. And they had a 1 minute penalty. I said 45 seconds. So it was a 1 minute penalty. So they still finished third with that 1 minute penalty. So that's really good. And then the Vanden Linden Loof sisters were fourth. So it's exciting to see people who aren't in the Elite 15 still, up there with these doubles groups. So and Camila Massa and Sika Arning are now partnering up and they were fifth and they were at the same time as the Vanden Linden Loofs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's funny, we did all that talk about the solos. I prefer the doubles.
It's exciting.
The
Yeah.
strategy, the switching back and forth, the run. I think it's more entertaining.
Yeah. Um, then on the men's side, we had Alex and Tim teamed up. So they won the official Elite 15 doubles, but we had Rich Ryan and Dylan who teamed up for the first time and ran a 48:53.
Real. That is
Mhm.
unreal. So second fastest time ever.
Yeah, to just Rich and Paleo. So
Yeah, I
do they have to run two fast times? Like, no, so they're in now.
and from what I heard was from this is what I heard Rich said, so third hand information. That this is like a backup because Paleo is currently injured.
Oh, Dylan's his backup plan.
Well, I mean, hey, I imagine Dylan might do the same with Rich and
Yeah.
qualify someone else. But I that was like a comment somebody made that this was I think Rich made because and actually I respect it because he's like Paleo's my guy, that's my teammate.
Yeah,
This is
for
just
sure.
this is just in case Paleo can't make it back in time for us to qualify or make worlds or something like that. So I'm actually down with it. I think that's being a good teammate.
Yeah, I appreciate that too.
So
And then it's all finished at the podium. Second, Jake Williamson and Alan Plodge. And then third, we have Heidi and Wiersma again with Theory Willigberg. I'm
I
saying
think
that
you
wrong.
did pretty good there. I think you did
Yeah.
pretty good.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Sorry, that was not third. Wait a minute. JK and Jake Dearden were third.
there you go.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah. Mhm.
I think again that was really. I mean, Heidi. I think in that one too, they were out front and they ended up getting past near the end. Um,
Mhm.
I just think the doubles are so good, and I'm so happy that they are streaming it this year.
Yes. Hmm.
You know how like I don't know what you would have so busy because those were the relays were streamed on Saturday.
I
The
didn't watch them.
Did you not
No.
watch them at all? Oh, you should. It's really good. They're
No.
well. It's
Yeah.
faster, so you're done. My only critique of any of the really streaming is, and I'll be outright. Not a super fan of Till. I
Of
think he's
what?
Till, the play-by-play guy.
Oh yeah, I've heard a few people kind of criticizing his
Well,
commentary.
and it's not like he's horrible, but he's yeah. I don't know. I just I think that at this point, if they want to level up, that is something. And I'm really sorry because I'm sure he's a great human being and a super nice guy. And this is
Mhm.
coming from a guy who has done that job and was needed to be replaced and upgraded.
Yeah.
I think it's time
Hmm.
that level. Somebody suggested Megiddo.
Yeah, I mean, I would have think that would be an obvious pick.
Yeah.
He's
As
before as well.
yeah, yeah. So I wouldn't mind seeing them give that a try or even just test them out because I think Lauren Smith is fantastic.
Yeah, she is great.
He does really good. And
Hmm.
Greg, a little dry, but his facts are spot on. He knows,
Hmm.
like
Yeah,
I
you
think,
need that too.
yeah, I think that he may be a personal preference for some, but he does a good job.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, I
Hmm.
think that might be something that it's time for them to look at. I think
Hmm.
take some options, and maybe there, who knows? Because otherwise, man, that those broadcasts are really good.
Yeah, they are. Hmm.
I could definitely, I was locked in. I enjoyed it. It was great. So,
Hmm.
all right, you got anything else, Beth?
I do not. That was a
That
lot of
was
high rocks
a whole
today.
heap of high rocks.
A whole heap of high rocks.
And I think that might be the title right there. Whole
Yeah,
heap of high rocks.
there you go.
All right.
Um, Thanks so much, everyone, for listening to a whole heap of high rocks talk. So, and until next time.
Take care.